Last year was my first full year selling landscape photography prints, and I made almost $5,000, which isn't life-changing money, but it's definitely nice to have some extra income. So I'm going to walk you through all the steps I took to get my business up and running, including how I price my prints. I hope you can learn from some of my wins, as well as some of the mistakes I made along the way. Now, this all started after I posted one of my photos on Facebook and got a message from a woman that says, "Hi, I love your photos. Do you sell prints?" Now, I had no idea what I was doing, so my first instinct was to reply with something like, "I just started with photography and I'm not really sure what to charge you or where to get this printed, but let me look into things and I'll get right back to you." But then I thought better and instead replied with, "Absolutely. I really like this photo and I'm glad you enjoy it too. Let me shoot you some details in the morning and we'll see what might work out for you." A couple of days later, she bought an 8x10 print for me for $45 and I had officially made my first sale. But one of her questions to me was, "Do you have a website?" And my response was, "No, I'm working on it." And instead I just sent her a link to my Instagram page. Then I immediately started to research how to make a photography website. A week later, I had benreaderphoto.com set up, and I've been tweaking it and adjusting it ever since. Now, some people would argue that you don't really need a photography website to sell your prints or to even sell art. And for the most part, that's probably true. But here are 3 reasons why I think it's incredibly helpful to have a photography website. First, you own your website and have complete control over it. Sure, you can sell your work through social media, but with the way the algorithm's always changing and not knowing what might disappear all of a sudden the next day, it's reassuring to know that you have a website that you can always control and present your products on. Second, there's an element of professionalism. Having a professional looking gallery where you can present your best work is really important when trying to attract clients or sell your prints to people. And it allows you to control and develop your own personal style and brand. Third, you can build as you go as you add on more content. So if you start writing a blog, or have YouTube videos that you start to produce, or you have digital downloads or courses, or you launch a podcast, you can keep all that together in one place. I think there are a lot of other benefits of having your own website. So if this is a topic you're interested in and you want me to do a deep dive later on my own website and talk more about the importance of a website, leave a comment below and I'll cover that in a future video. Now, if you're not really a fan of developing your own website and piecing all that together, you can go with a simpler option of using a third party like SmugMug, Fine Art America, or Pictorum. These sites let you upload your photo files, and then they create all of the mock-ups and the different options for people to order from when it comes to canvas prints, metal prints, fine art prints. They present all that for your customers for you, and it just does a lot of the heavy lifting. You can also do a combination where you have your own website, but you also leverage those third-party sites, which is what I do, and I actually use Pictorum. Now, if I look back at all the sales I made last year from my website, it's about $2,600 coming from 12 sales. Now, something to keep in mind is for some customers, just seeing something on a website isn't quite enough to sway them to purchase a print. Even if you've got great mock-ups on your website, there's just something different about seeing prints in person. So the second place I generated sales from was through a gallery. Now, this opportunity came about from a friend through Instagram who is a watercolor painter, and we had been commenting on each other's work. And at one point she messaged me and said, "Hey, do you have your work up anywhere? There's an opening in this gallery in Portsmouth that I'm affiliated with." So she connected me with the owner, I reached out, we got everything set up, and about a month later, I was up and running in the gallery. Now, this has been a great experience for me, and I would definitely recommend pursuing it if you're serious about selling your work. That being said, while getting your work in front of people is a great way to sell more prints, there are some things you want to consider before partnering with a gallery. First is you need to pay for all your prints up front. So depending on how many you're going to print out, this could be hundreds, if not thousands of dollars up front. This could mean that your first year is really just recovering your upfront costs, and you might not make a profit or even lose a little money. Second, you'll need to factor in the gallery's cut to your pricing. So for example, if it's an 80-20 split, where the gallery takes 20% and you keep 80% of every sale, you'll need to increase your prices by 20% to cover for that. And third is you might be required to sign a contract. So this could lock you into an agreement for 6 months or a year. And in some cases, galleries don't want you selling with other competing galleries. So this could limit your opportunities outside of that particular gallery. In my situation, I pay a monthly fee of $200 to rent a wall space of 3 feet by 10 feet. And then I split the commission on any sale 80-20 with the gallery. I put my work up starting in May of 2022, and in that first year, I made $2,200. So when you factor in the rental cost, as well as the print cost, I probably broke even in my first year. But I do expect to make more of a solid profit in the years ahead. In addition to the website and the gallery work, I also opened an Etsy shop last year. Now, the benefit of selling through Etsy is that it's a huge marketplace that has a ton of organic traffic. So it's essentially its own search engine and marketplace together. There are two major benefits of selling your photographs through Etsy. First, it's incredibly easy and inexpensive to set up a shop. It's free to set it up to begin with, and it's only 20 cents per listing that you add. And second, it's really easy to sync up with a print-on-demand service. So if you use a service like Printify or Printful, they can take care of all the printing and shipping for you, and all the orders come in through Etsy. So really, it's all your upfront time that's spent setting the shop up. But once it's set up and ready to go and you've added those products, it just works for you. There's a bunch of other details involved, and maybe I'll create another video at some point, but at a high level, it's the inexpensive nature of it and it's the ease of setup that really makes Etsy an attractive option for people. I only set my shop up towards the end of 2022 and made a handful of sales, so it was about $200 worth of sales that I made selling through Etsy. So all that together gives me about $5,000 that I made last year. Now, if you're still watching, I bet you're excited about some of these options, but you might still be unsure about how to price your prints. Before we jump over to that, if you're enjoying the video and you're getting value out of it, please give it a like and consider subscribing to see more content like this. And even better, if you think there's another photographer you know who would benefit from this information as well, go ahead and share this video with them. Now, here are 3 tips I have for pricing your photography. Start with the 300% rule. This means that take the initial cost of whatever the print is and then multiply it by 300%. So if your print costs $50 to print, matte, and frame, then you charge $150 for the print. Use this as a starting point and then make adjustments as you go. 2, be patient but not stubborn with your prices. So it's okay to start with something you feel is a fair price, but if you're not seeing any traction, don't be afraid to make changes later on down the road. In fact, that's one of the benefits of having your products on multiple sites, is you get to experiment with pricing strategies. And third is to offer a range of prices with your products. So you want to make sure that you have some that are, say, under $50 and then some that are over $1,000. And then everything in between. You want to make sure that you have different products for people with different economic situations. This is really how you're going to maximize your print sales. Now, if you're new to photography and you want to improve your skills and confidence, then check out this video right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.